Financial market news from GoldClays. 3 signs Bitcoin price is forming a potential macro bottom. Bitcoin could be in the process of bottoming after gaining 25% based on several market signals. Bitcoin's price has rallied roughly 25% after dropping to around $17,500 on June 18th. The upside retrace came after a 75% correction when measured from its November 2021 high of $69,000. The recovery seems modest, however, and carries bearish continuation risks due to prevailing macroeconomic headwinds, rate hike, inflation, etc., and the collapse of many high-profile crypto firms such as 3 Arrows Capital, Terra and others. But some widely tracked indicators paint a different scenario, suggesting that Bitcoin's downside prospects from current price levels are minimal. That big, oversold bounce. The first sign of Bitcoin's macro bottom comes from its weekly relative strength index, RSI. Notably, Bitcoin's weekly RSI became oversold after dropping below 30 in the week of June 13th. That is the first time the RSI has slipped into the oversold region since December 2018. Interestingly, Bitcoin had ended its bear market rally in the same month and rallied over 340% in the next 6 months to $14,000. In another instance, Bitcoin's weekly RSI dropped toward 30, if not below, in the week beginning March 9th. That also coincided with BTC's price bottoming below $4,000 and thereafter rallying to $69,000 by November 2021, as shown below. Bitcoin price has rebounded similarly since June 18th, opening the door to potentially repeat its history of parabolic rallies after an oversold RSI signal. Bitcoin NUPL jumps above zero. Another sign of a potential Bitcoin macro bottom comes from its net unrealized profit and loss (NUPL) indicator. NUPL is the difference between market cap and realized cap divided by market cap. It is represented as a ratio, wherein a reading above zero means investors are in profit. The higher the number, the more investors are in profit. On July 21st, Bitcoin NUPL climbed above zero when the price wobbled around $22,000. Historically, such a flip has followed up with major Bitcoin price rallies. The chart below illustrates the same. Bitcoin and Ethereum erase weekly gains, altcoins increase losses. Bitcoin price extended losses below the $22,500 level and declined below $21,500. It is currently 3:58 Universal Time Coordinated, trading just below $21,200 and is down over 3% in a day and 5% in a week. Similarly, most major altcoins are moving lower. ETH traded below the $1,450 support level. XRP might soon revisit the 32-cent support. ADA tested the $0.465 support. Bitcoin price. After facing rejection, Bitcoin price extended losses below the $22,000 support and almost tested $21,000 before moving higher. On the downside, an initial support is near the $20,850 level. The next major support is near the $20,500 zone, below which the price could test $20,000. On the upside, an immediate resistance is near the $21,500 level. The next major resistance could be $22,000, above which the price could start a steady increase. Ethereum price. Ethereum price also accelerated lower after it broke the $1,500 support zone and is now consolidating near the $1,435 level. ETH is down over 5% in a day and almost 9% in a week. The next major support is near $1,365, below which the price might retest the $1,320 support zone. On the upside, the price could face sellers near $1,450. The main breakout resistance is now forming near the $1,500 level, above which the price could start another increase. Solana eyes 40% jump in August despite long-term bearish signals. Solana, SOL, dipped to a 2-week low at around $35.50 on July 26, mirroring downside moves elsewhere in the crypto market. Nonetheless, technical suggests that Solana's price flirts with the prospects of rising 40% in August. SOL hits key inflection point. Ironically, the bullish setup for Solana emerges out of a classic bearish continuation pattern. On the daily chart, SOL's price has been consolidating inside what appears to be a bear flag, a technical pattern that develops during a downtrend and gets resolved after the instrument exits it with further price drops. The so-called bear flag breakdown has not happened yet. Instead, SOL has been holding the lower trend line as support, raising possibilities of a sharp rebound toward the upper trend line, as illustrated in the chart below. The rebound setup exposes SOL to a potential rally toward $49.50 in August, up 40% from today's price. The $49 to $50 level had served as both support and resistance in May. Solana network performance still a concern, researcher. The potential bear flag rebound will serve as interim relief to Solana bulls, given SOL's overall bias remains skewed to the downside. IMF Recession Warning sees Bitcoin dip under $21,000 amid fresh $1 million BTC price forecast. Bitcoin fell below $21,000 for the first time in 8 days on July 26 as Wall Street prepared for a decision on United States anti-inflation policy. Fed jitters test market resolve. Data showed BTC USD ending a period of sideways action on the Wall Street Open, hitting lows of $20,788 on Bitstamp. Against its highs of $24,280 on July 20, the pair was now down over 14% as nerves across risk assets heightened in anticipation of the Federal Reserve's decision on interest rates due July 27. The higher the base rate hike by the Fed, the more problematic the outlook for crypto investors, as more tightening would mean more conservative conditions prevailing across the economy. Bitcoin has lost the higher low, which represented a lower time frame technical uptrend, he told Twitter followers alongside an illustrative chart. Elsewhere on macro, the International Monetary Fund, IMF, released its July 2022 World Economic Outlook, forecasting a significant slowdown in global growth, which should average 3.2% this year and 2.9% in 2023. The risk of recession is particularly prominent in 2023, when in several economies growth is expected to bottom out, household savings accumulated during the pandemic will have declined, and even small shocks could cause economies to stall, it read. For example, according to the latest forecasts, the United States will have real GDP growth of only 0.6% in the fourth quarter of 2023 on a year-over-year basis, which will make it increasingly challenging to avoid a recession. Eyeing daily timeframes, popular trader and analyst Rect Capital warned that with the Fed event still to come, Bitcoin had already lost its uptrend. Bitcoin has lost the higher low, which represented a lower timeframe technical uptrend, he told Twitter followers on the day. The trend has shifted. A further post described the current pullback as the logical sequel to Bitcoin giving up its 200-week moving average level as support after briefly regaining it last week. Bitcoin and Ethereum funding rates signal continued bullishness despite recent sell-off. Funding rates in the market for Bitcoin, BTC, and Ethereum, ETH, perpetual futures contracts reveal that most crypto derivatives traders continue to lean bullish, despite falling spot prices over the past 24 hours. Judging from data, rates on the BTC USDT perpetual contract on the major crypto exchange Binance have largely remained positive throughout July, despite stagnating and falling prices seen since July 19. The same has mostly also been the case for the ETH USDT perpetual contract. The funding rate has remained positive even as ETH fell sharply on Monday this week, dropping from $1,600 to well below the key $1,500 level. A positive funding rate means that traders who are long need to pay a funding fee to those who are short, while a negative funding rate results in the opposite situation. Funding rates on perpetual futures are generally positive during bullish market conditions and negative during bearish conditions. Binance usually ranks as the largest exchange by open interest in Bitcoin perpetual futures. The exchange updates its perpetual funding rates every 8 hours. Meanwhile, liquidations of leveraged Bitcoin long positions reached $30.6 million in the 12 hours from noon to midnight UTC on Monday. The event marked the highest level of liquidation since July 20th, when over $55 million of Bitcoin longs were liquidated as Bitcoin crashed from the $24,000 level. Similarly, ETH also saw a relatively high level of liquidations on Monday, with $46 million in ETH longs liquidated in the 12 hours from noon to midnight. As with Bitcoin, the liquidations on Monday marked the highest level of ETH liquidations since the crypto sell-off on July 20th. The long liquidations in the ETH market came despite increased bullishness on the asset in recent days, fueled partly by a sense that the merge Ethereum's transition from the proof-of-work (POW) to the proof-of-stake (POS) consensus mechanism is nearing. Ethereum developer Tim Bako earlier in July proposed September 19th as the tentative date for the merge. Bitcoin heads into FOMC day on 24-hour highs amid concern over $24,300 top. Bitcoin, BTC, attempted to claw back losses on July 27th as a macro day of reckoning arrived for risk assets. Analysis: $24,300 resistance, not a good sign. Data confirmed a 24-hour high for BTC USD prior to the day's Wall Street open. The pair had sunk below $21,000 in the first portion of the week, heightening nervousness among traders already wary of potential headwinds from the United States Federal Reserve. July 27th is set to reveal the Federal Open Markets Committee's FOMC next base rate hike, expectations flitting between 75 and 100 basis points in size but favoring the former. Both, however, are likely unfavorable for crypto, as they reflect worries over both inflation and a willingness to bring the economy closer to recession to tame it. I will remain in my short while we are below the range high at $22,200, popular analyst Crypto Tony summarized in part of his latest Twitter post on the day. Reclaiming the range high would result in a long position being opened as long as we remain above. Others looked beyond the Fed event to warn that even Bitcoin's recent trip to multi-week highs was not enough to change its overall bearish trend. Rejection for Bitcoin despite the absence of supply at $24,000 is not a good sign, on-chain monitoring resource Whalemap concluded. Neither TA nor on-chain volume profile saw this level as resistance, with realized price bands being the only one hinting on a possible rejection. An accompanying chart of realized price by address, a breakdown of at what price different groups of BTC last moved, showed the relative absence of resistance at Bitcoin's $24,280 local top. Bitcoin's combined realized price sat at $21,800 at the time of writing, data from analytics firm Glassnode confirmed. Total cryptocurrency users could reach 1 billion by 2030, report reveals. Although the price of cryptocurrencies is below investor expectations, the number of active digital users continues to grow worldwide. And a new projection, made by global management consulting firm Boston Consulting Group, BCG, indicates that the total number of crypto users is expected to skyrocket in the coming years. In its latest report, released at the end of June, BCG projected that the total number of people using digital currencies in the world should reach the 1 billion mark by the year 2030. Also, according to the report, both retail and institutional investors will drive this growth. Major Ethereum staking protocol rejects proposal to exchange 1% of its reserves for DAI. Users of the Lido protocol, LDO, Ethereum's largest staking protocol, rejected the proposal to allocate 1% of their capital to DAI. This vote lasted a week and the DAO released the final result on Monday, 25. The vote took place through the Decentralized Autonomous Organization, DAO, which takes care of the protocol management. More than two-thirds of voters said no to the allocation project, which aimed to allocate part of Lido's capital to stablecoin DAI. However, DAO immediately created a new proposal based on community feedback, but did not set a date for a revote. As a result of the vote, the LDO token has dropped 14% in the last 24 hours to 7.09 Brazilian reals. Total stablecoin supply has dropped by $35 billion, research indicates. The global supply of stablecoins was reduced at the end of Q2 2022 by around 18.8%. This is because equity and risky asset markets face turbulent periods due to rising inflation. The data of the drop in stablecoin supply was revealed in a report published by Arcane Research, which studied data from the main stablecoin in the market like USDT, USDC, BUSD, DAI, MIM, USDC and others. Ukraine minister reiterates that cryptocurrencies are an essential tool in country's defense. Since Russia's invasion of Ukraine began, cryptocurrencies have played an important role in the conflict. After all, they became an essential tool for the population of both countries to flee the war. In this regard, the Deputy Minister of Technology of Ukraine, Alex Bornyakov, emphasized the role of digital assets for the country. According to him, Bitcoin and other cryptos remain crucial to the country's defensive strategy. Although the market has experienced a sharp downturn, Bornyakov is convinced that cryptocurrencies will not disappear. Financial market news from GoldClays.